Hello, this is Hope College Sports Information Director Alan Babbitt here at DeVos Fieldhouse, afternoon before tonight's Hopies celebration, celebrating the best of Hope College athletics the past year. Here with Hope for Humanity Award winner Rick Reece. This is an honor we've put together with our Alumni H Club group, and happy to have Rick back from Southeast Asia, where he works. Rick, congratulations. Welcome back to campus. This Hope for Humanity Award, what does it mean to you to be receiving this?
Thanks, Alan. It's truly humbling to receive this award. It's not something I expected, and I can think of so many of my friends and colleagues and others that graduated from Hope that were athletes that are equally, or in my mind, more deserving of the award. So it's shocking and thrilling all at the same time. It's fantastic to be back.
Obviously, you work in Southeast Asia, don't get a chance to get back to your old campus much. I think you were here 4 years ago for a basketball game, and not much before that. What does it mean to you to be back on campus, and what comes to mind when you think of Hope College?
Well, the first thing is this field house behind me, which is amazing. It's for any school, but for a Division III school to see this is really something. I played at the Civic Center, which I understand is being renovated, but it wasn't much of a gym back then. But we still had rabid fans, incredible fans, and I remember that very, very clearly. The campus itself has gotten better and better. I walked around yesterday with my mother and my son, who's out here from New York, and he went to Middlebury College, so he's equally impressed with the Hope campus. It's the buildings, the new athletic facilities everywhere are incredible, and the same kind of spirit that drew me to Hope is still very obvious. The reason I came was when I came to campus, I met a few people. I met Coach Glenn Van Weer and a few others, and it was immediately clear to me that I wanted to come here. And I don't regret it for a second. I've been all over the world in the last 30 plus years, and I still feel like Hope is one of the key points in my life. And it's a wonderful place, and it's populated by wonderful people, and I'm so happy to be back and to see it again.
Your work all over the world, you're in Asia now with Village Focus International, a group that you founded and direct now. Tell us a little bit about that, and how are you trying to serve the people over there?
Well, Village Focus International is definitely a labor of love. I love my work. 18 years since founding in Laos, and we've worked in Cambodia as well for a while. Not currently, but we're in Laos. And it's an organization that started with an idea that the local people of the country could be in charge of their own development, which is not always the case. If you look at international development in general, quite often it's directed from the top down. And local people don't always have a voice in how their own development proceeds. And that was the idea, that even a group of local leaders in a small organization like Village Focus could use their experience and their knowledge and their hopes for their own community to decide what they want to do and what are the important things to them. And so over time, we kind of evolved from an organization that was doing general development, like building schools or putting in water wells or doing gardening in communities, helping with basic nutrition. And it evolved to look at some issues that are relevant throughout the country, like land rights, for example. 85% of the people live on the land and off the land. And these are people in very remote villages along the Ho Chi Minh Trail between Laos and Vietnam. And they have no education, they have no access to services, but what they do have is land and natural resources. And when they lose that, they lose their entire lives and histories. And so one of the first things we sort of dug our heels in with was trying to help people to be able to hold on to their land and to be able to improve their land. And even when they have their own knowledge that they own their land, or they have some sort of security on their land, they can invest themselves in their own futures. And so that's one of the biggest things we do. Now, one of the results of bad land tenure is that people leave the country. And they end up in Thailand, they end up in other countries, very vulnerable and extremely exploited in many situations. Tens of thousands of people end up in human trafficking. And so that's one of our other major programs where we have several shelters and transit centers where we work with survivors of human trafficking. And that I'll talk about a little bit tonight at the award ceremony. It's an emotive issue. It's something that people can relate to if they think about their own child being taken. being in a situation where they're completely out of control and they have to go through some of the most terrible things you can imagine. So that's something that's very important to our organization. There's so many other things we do. Those are two of the big things that stand out. And it's work that doesn't end, unfortunately. Those are types of things that we have to keep working on. And the important part for us is that it's our LAU leaders who are in charge of how we work on those programs and what are the solutions to deal with those programs, those issues.
Well, thank you for your work there, and we look forward to hearing from you tonight. Again, doors open 6:30 p.m., admissions free, program starts at 7. Come on out, celebrate a great night at the Hopies. Thank you, Rick.
Thanks, Alan.